What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Wisdom Girl and Wise Women show. It's your girl, Wisdom Girl, aka Karma Miller, and this is.
Hey everybody, I'm Wise Woman Leslie Christie.
And today we are talking about don't repeat the cycle, okay? So we have to share. We gotta share the show because it's gonna be a really juicy show, even though we say that every week. But it's about am I lying?
No, you're not.
So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and share this with some. Did I say share already? Don't forget to share this with some friends.
Yeah.
And
Even
let's get into
enemies,
the
hey,
show.
not.
So let's get into some English real quick, or ELA
Okay.
as my calls that class now.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to talk about. We gotta step into that for a second. So a cycle is a series of events or processes that is repeated again and again and again, always in the same order.
Mm.
So it's like
Wow.
routine that it's like a weekly routine that you do, or the cycle of a butterfly,
Yeah.
right?
Could be a cycle.
Or I don't know. I don't have any other example. The water cycle.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
It's like those cycles are repeated over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So
And those
that's
are
in
good cycles.
those are good cycles, but
Yeah.
this show is about some bad. It's not really more of a cycle. It's more of like a habit. I'm gonna say.
Okay.
So a bad cycle is that I bite my nails. I don't know why. I bite my nails.
You
I don't know
do.
why. Just
You do. We gotta get rid of that. We gotta stop. Get you out of that habit.
because I feel like I feel like when something's too long, I bite my nails or clip them. Like
Mm.
I really don't. It's different. I feel like that's where I go wrong. It's like it's really, really different when it's like your toenail where it gets too long. We don't want it to get way too long. But like your
Mm-hmm.
nails, you have to let them grow. So it's like I
Mm.
don't know. It's kind of
Okay.
weird for me. I try not to and stuff like
Okay. Wisdom girl, before you go further, because we don't have our backgrounds, our virtual backgrounds up today, I'm gonna get rid of our logo because it's hiding your face. So I'm gonna just take it off. So y'all excuse us for this, kind of raw segment today, but stuff wasn't working, but we were determined to come up and show up today. All right, so I'm getting rid of this logo. You go ahead. You can go ahead and finish.
that. So now let's talk about breaking the cycle, and that is to act as to end a repeating pattern of harmful or otherwise negative behavior. I mean,
Yeah.
mine's is pretty normal, so like I don't.
I
I mean,
wouldn't
to
call
act,
biting nails. Yeah, I wouldn't call biting
that's
nails
a
negative.
normal habit. It's not really negative, but it's not really a positive either. It's like it's just like it doesn't fit into either one. It's just something normal that people do. So it's like
Yeah.
mine's just normal.
Until
What's a
you
bad habit?
until you get until you get older, right? Until you get like my
Obviously,
age or older, then it's a bad habit.
it
Then
is a
it's
bad habit.
time to cut that habit. Yeah, for real, for sure. Well, we are talking about shout out to all y'all in the chat, all those who tuned into the show, Sister Tanisha, Sister Carol, God bless y'all. Those on YouTube, thank y'all for showing up and always being a part of the Wisdom Girl, Wise Women family. We call you Wisdom Warriors. So when we shout out Wisdom Warriors, that is you. And so, like Wisdom Girl says, we're talking about breaking unhealthy cycles. Don't repeat the cycle. Don't repeat those unhealthy cycles, those unhealthy habits. We want you to start new ones, healthy ones, good ones that are for you. All right. So, Wisdom Girl, we got a scripture that we want to break down. We actually have two scriptures, right? What's the
Yeah.
first one?
Well, the first one comes from a very, very familiar book that we use
all the
most
time.
of the time. Definitely
Yeah.
most of the time. Not all the time, but most
Right,
of the time.
right.
It
Most of
comes
the
from
time.
the book of Ecclesiastes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's coming from Ecclesiastes 3:15.
Mm-hmm.
And this is from the New Living Translation. And it says, what is happening now has happened before and will happen again and will happen in the future.
Okay.
Before, because God makes the same things happen over and over.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That is a fact. That is a fact. And that's about those good habits that we want people to keep. Y'all forgive me if I keep straying, but this setup today for both of us is weird, okay? And we're like sitting on, excuse me, my French, but one butt cheek and just this is like wild. But anyway, hopefully next week we'll be in the same space and we can get
not falling asleep. So like
But anyway, okay, back to the scripture, Ecclesiastes 3:15. So what is really talking about when it says that what happens now has happened before and what happens in the future will happen again because God makes the same things happen over and over again. He's talking about like good habits or good cycles, like the weather pattern.
Gardening, I don't know if that counts.
Well, yeah, that's the cycle.
In the beginning,
that's the cycle.
Adam and Eve's job was to garden.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so you got to plant in certain seasons and harvest in certain seasons. So there are good cycles. Like you mentioned a butterfly. That's a good cycle. It's a natural cycle that God ordains.
It's
right?
It
is a beautiful cycle. Love me some butterflies. Love watching it.
Exactly. I saw this butterfly come out of its cocoon and fly. It was so beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, me getting out of my
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
thing going on. Yeah,
okay.
Also, another beautiful cycle is like when a tree grows.
Oh yes.
Like it's scientifically proven that it provides oxygen. So that means that every tree in the world, and I have to estimate there's like about like 1 million trees in every city and country.
Yeah, probably more than that.
I'm not counting. I'm not doing the counting. I don't got the.
I don't think we can. But
anyway, I would estimate like there's like 1 million, 2 million. I would say. So if that's in every country, that's in every country, and there's 7 continents.
Well.
We'll have to. Okay, this is not math class. I'm not doing that. I got a 3-day weekend escape. I'm not doing that. But there's some math it's just really beautiful to see a tree grow because like it provides us oxygen, especially in this time of year where like they're not changing color and like there's like it's like different colors of green. Like I think like pine what's that tree in Florida? Like palm trees have like a darker shade of green. Some palm trees have like a darker shade of green. And coconut have a much lighter shade of green, like a mint sage green, something going on. So like it's just like so amazing to see how like they're changing, but they're not.
Yeah. Because they're in that natural cycle that God ordains. It's just like our bodies, that natural cycle. You know, we wake up in the morning, you know, we should wash our bodies to wash all the dead skin, the sweat and all that off.
I do that the next because I have to go to school earlier.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, you know, as we go throughout the day, sometimes we do that at night. But the point, you wash your body, you know, you dress, you eat. Your body has to have that fuel, which is a natural cycle. Your body has to eliminate waste, which is a natural cycle. So God creates those natural cycles that happens over and over and over again. And those are the things that we definitely should honor and we should respect. But then though there are those cycles that become bad habits which need to be eliminated that don't have anything to do with God's natural order. Come on, let's tell the truth. Let's shame the devil. There are so many cycles that we have that we um create that are not God's natural order. Like, okay, you know you're not supposed to eat certain things, right? For some people,
Okay. Now this does not relate
but you
to
eat
me.
it anyway. And you eat it and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I feel this way. Oh my gosh, it happened this
So
happened." You
I did
know,
that
and you
today.
keep repeating, but it's so good. I'm gonna eat it anyway. Come on, what are we doing? We
I
doing
mean,
more harm than good. That's just
that's
one
true, and I
example.
have done that. I've only done that like once in my life, cause like if you like fun fact, like when I eat pineapple, I get a rash around my lip.
Oh yeah.
But it's so good and so sweet that they sell it and they have it at school. So I eat it, but then I just I just stop because like they just
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because like, I'm more of a citrus
Yeah.
mango girl. Like I just like there
You're
are other
Hawaiian
options
without
like
knowing it.
exactly or like especially because like when it's different when you're drinking pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not as bad, but I think it's like when it's just like fresh,
Okay.
like just like
Then
came off the, just came out of the
yeah.
tree or whatever. Like
Then
it's a
that's
lot.
when it
That's what.
yeah,
That's when it
yeah.
starts. I just came straight out of a tree with a bunch of bugs and stuff like that. So I think that's why. Like it's just the bacteria. Like there's also bacteria in a tree, and
Yeah.
it's the good bacteria. Like there's a
I was
you
going
have
to
the good
say,
and the bad bacteria. So I think it's just like a mix of both because like there's bugs and some bees and stuff like that, especially around this season.
yeah, yeah. Which are a part of God's natural cycles, you know. And you
Yeah,
know what? You just
some
made
of
me think
the
about you just made me think
like
about something because when we think about food, gardening in particular or harvesting, right? A lot of times, we don't do it. Those who are in this, raised in the city or don't really understand it, don't want to do it because of God's natural order, the bugs, right? The things you have to contend with. I hate bugs, you know that, but I love gardening. So I had to make a decision. Am I going to do this or not? Which means that I have to respect and honor God's natural order. But if what I'm harvesting, like you were saying, you're allergic to pineapple, right? It does something to you, right? So if I'm allergic to something, if I can't eat something I'm harvesting, which is still God's natural order, I have to still be mindful that I cannot participate in that. I have to break that cycle. I have to stop doing the thing that causes me harm. And it's not just food, it could be like stress eating, like you were saying, it could be in relationships, right? Like why do you keep
or
having
like
the same type of relationship? Why do you keep attracting that? When are
and
you going to break the cycle?
what's crazy is that in Medea Homecoming,
Hmm.
Medea said God always sends you a sign. He,
Come on.
he God drops an acorn and you're looking for a tree.
You better say that, girl.
Like people
The tree
honestly
is in the acorn. Go ahead. I'm
like
sorry.
no, honestly like just like sometimes like sometimes you got everybody knows the show Scooby Doo, right? They
Hmm.
made a new one, so I started watching it, and I've been obsessed with it because like there's this one member, every friend group has to have like they has to have the eater, the trapper, or the one who's like interested in the weirdest things, and then you got the rich one.
Yeah.
It's like everybody has that friend group, right? But for
Hmm.
me, it's like Velma was the best one because she paid attention to the
Mm.
little acorns that was dropped to find the clues.
Oh, okay, okay.
And this is just an example.
Mhm.
And even when nobody else understands her, like, I think the thing is with us, we're scared to be alone when we're like,
Mhm.
we're scared to be alone. But even if you're standing alone, you have to know to, like, even when she's standing alone, she still
Mhm.
goes after, and that's why Crystal Cove, or wherever city they were living in, was saved.
Okay. Okay.
because because she paid attention to, like, even like the little clues. Like, she trusted her gut, and even if your gut is not always right, it's always
Yeah.
good, like, go after, because it could lead to something else. Like, if
Yeah. Trust
let's
your
say
gut. That's good.
we're trying to find a snake in the house, God forbid.
Which you know that I did find snakes in the house in Pennsylvania, not Florida. But anyway, that's a whole
What?
nother story.
You
Go
didn't tell
ahead.
me that.
I,
Okay, we gotta
all
talk
right.
about that. But
Yeah.
anyway, we're trying
Whole
to
different
find
story.
snakes in that house. God forbid. Like,
Mhm.
we not living in that type of state, but, like, I'm just saying. Um, let's say we found, I don't know, what is snake? What would we find for a snake? Snake eggs? I don't know, like snake
Yeah.
eggs
They
in,
lay eggs.
I don't know, in the pipe.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
Let's
just
just
gonna,
use that.
I'm just gonna. These are just examples. Like, I honestly
Mhm.
have never seen a snake. Well, at least in
Mhm.
person. So I don't
Okay.
know how their snake works, but, like, yeah, an egg, right? Why
Mhm.
would you just ignore that? Because it could be any egg.
Mm. Okay. I love
Like,
what you said. I
what?
love what you said, how even though she was alone, right, she still went after things. She still, she still paid attention to clues, right? And when
Yeah,
we
and
talk
people,
about
yeah, but we think. Sorry for interrupting, but I just had this go in my head that I don't want to lose it. Like,
Mhm.
there's a reason why the Bible says faith without work is dead.
Yeah.
Like, some people think that it's just like something to relate, and it is. But, like,
Mhm.
it's true though.
It's very
Like,
true.
you have to work. Like, some people think, oh, God will help me break out this habit. God will break me. Not saying that He won't, but, like,
Mhm.
like 2 years ago, I preached about it, and I said something like, at a point in time, God has to let you go
Mhm.
to make decisions on your own. Not saying that He won't help you,
Yeah.
but
I heard
it is
that. Yeah.
your time.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
I said something like that, something along those lines.
Yeah.
And it's true, because basically God is like, God is kind of like your backup.
Mhm.
Like, at a point, God is your backup.
I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Like, he's not like all over you anymore. He's kind of like your backup. Like, you
Yeah.
need me, away.
Right. Because he's
So
expecting us to do something. He's expecting us to do what it takes to break those cycles.
exactly, because then if it was that way, if God was all up on us still, then the path to heaven wouldn't be small and narrow.
Come on, preacher.
It would be
Come on.
wide and large.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
common sense. I'm just saying, it's very much common sense, because we, like, at the same time, we have to realize that at a point in our lives, it's like when we go to college. I haven't been to college yet. I want to go to college, but it's like,
Mhm.
it's like kind of like when we have to go to college. Like, at that age, you could drive. You
Mhm.
have your own little apartment or whatever,
Mhm.
and your parents. Not saying your parents won't be there for you, but they're not gonna be
Mhm.
all up on you anymore because you're out of their house.
Yeah. And
Honestly,
you're at
that's
that
so
age
funny.
of responsibility.
Exactly. And you've learned all you need to learn. So now it's time to let the bird fly. Or I don't know the expression. I don't care. I don't care about the expression. I don't know the expression. Let the birds spread your wings. Yeah.
Spread your wings, yeah. But
So
I
like
get
I'm
what
just
you're saying. I get what you're
yeah.
saying. Like you have to take responsibility. So like those habits that we've had before, let's use college students for an example, the habits that you had before, when you were home and mommy covered for you and daddy, that daddy gave you grace and that you when you leave the
And,
house,
mommy cleaned
you
your room. Like
and
now you
mommy
gotta clean
clean.
your own room. Now you gotta
You gotta figure
now
things
you
out
gotta
for yourself.
learn. Now you gotta look up online recipes if you couldn't cook
Yeah,
at a
you
young
gotta budget
age.
your money. You break those cycles, break those bad
Like you could
habits.
get a bank account
Yeah.
or
And
apply for
you gotta learn
one.
how to save, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. And the thing is that sometimes like not like every parent is not God where it's like a step by step thing going on.
Hmm.
Not saying that every parent is not a step by step, but like sometimes the parents forget to teach.
Oh,
Like
now you
like oh
you hitting on some.
like
Go
forget
ahead.
like cycle, something going on like I'm always with this kid. Like they should know what to do. They're always around me. And that's relatable. That's very
Yeah.
true. But like how my mom's go like into like this prep is like every lesson has to be hands on. Like how
Okay.
I learned to cook pancakes and stuff like that is like it's not by watching, it's like actually trying and
Right.
eating some of the
Right.
batter as well, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
So like they know, and even eating the batter, like parents sometimes get mad when you eat the batter, but like that's how you know how the batter is good. Like
That's how
how it's
you
supposed
know.
to taste. Because if you didn't taste or smell the milk, you will still be using spoiled milk for your cereal and like it's just for your tea, for your
Hmm.
coffee, unless you use creamer.
Hmm.
But it's just I'm just saying like these things like
Yeah.
these are hands-on lessons that
Hmm.
God teaches us like but
Right.
like putting but it's very different because your parents can control the situation. Meanwhile,
Did you
God
freeze? I'm
can't
not
control the
sure.
situation and put you in any situation He wants to. But that's the
Oh,
fine
we
line.
having some issues. We having some connect. Right.
Like that's the fine line.
Yeah, we had a little connecting. Yeah.
That's the fine line. Like one can't control everything, while one can
Right.
control the situation and where you're put in that situation, what time you're put in that situation. Like that there's
Hmm.
a fine line, and I think that's where the struggle is most likely because you can't control the cycle,
You can't control the cycle. You can't control it,
but you
but
can
you,
control how you react to the cycle.
yeah. But you can break it, right? Once you're
You
in
can't
it,
break.
right?
Well,
Once you're in it, it's a cycle.
the negative ones like I gotta stop biting these nails.
Yeah. So what I'm
Ew.
like once you're in the cycle, it's a cycle. It's moving. It's going. But you gotta figure out. Wait, stop, stop. Let me stop. Let me get off this. Let me break this thing so it doesn't overwhelm my life.
Yeah, but it's not that easy. So what you can do, it's not that easy. But what you can do is like use some things that you cope with stress. Like
Hmm.
I'm trying a bunch of different coping skills with stress right now because like I'm in
Okay.
that time of day where I'm like, Jesus, give me strength before I smack somebody. Okay, and I'm on stage right now. So
Okay.
I'm trying a whole different things like playing with toys, playing video games,
Hmm.
writing
Y'all help
music,
her out in the chat because she said she in that stage where she's,
watching
Jesus help me
TV.
before I
That's
smack.
probably the worst stress coping is like
Oh,
watching TV. That's the worst coping.
Yeah, for sure.
thing to do. At least by yourself. It's different if it's with family because you can actually like enjoy it. It's gonna be so much fun and like
Yeah.
throwing popcorn in each other's face.
Yeah.
So fun.
Their ways
Or
that,
even
yeah.
simply reading a book and something you're interested in. Like for me,
Mm-hmm.
I have to finish writing mine, typing
Mm-hmm.
mine. I wrote it in a notebook. I gotta finish typing mine.
Mm-hmm.
Even just like read it. Like I'm a big 100% Percy Jackson fan.
Okay.
Like I'm on it, and like so
Mhm.
I'm like a fantasy person, fantasy adventure, and the only thing or just go book shopping.
Yeah. Yeah.
As
Yeah.
like the Barnes and Noble in Yonkers, were close to where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you could take the book and
Mm-hmm.
sit in the cafe and read it and then put it back.
Yeah.
So like it's so you could just do that. You don't even gotta buy it, or yeah, write a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just different ways of coping, different ways of trying to break those unhealthy cycles.
Go to
But
that was what I was trying to say. Go to the park, get some
yeah.
fresh air. Just like
Yeah.
be in that. You know that
Yeah.
like or garden. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how she copes with stress. She gardens.
Yeah. But now when we talk about just breaking things that we shouldn't continue, right?
Mm.
Like we were saying, like unhealthy eating, you know, bad habits. Maybe it's biting nails, maybe it's, maybe somebody is a smoker, maybe somebody, uses cuss words all the time. Maybe you cuss at your children or on the job or something like that. Bad relationships, whatever is like the same relationship that is not good for you. It doesn't have to be man, woman. It could be, friends. It could be, in any type of relationship, right? When we talk about that, um, we want to give you some tips of how you break it. But before we get there, because we just about out of time, before we get there, I want to tell you what Proverbs chapter 26, verse 11 says. And I'm going to tell you from the Easy English version, Easy English Bible. It says, a sick dog goes back to eat what it could not keep in its stomach. A fool goes back and makes the same mistakes again. That's in the Bible, y'all. Proverbs, another book that
I,
we use all the time on this show. Proverbs and Ecclesiastes.
Proverbs don't care if it hurts your feelings at all.
Solomon was like,
That's
listen, I got to give you the
crazy.
wisdom because y'all need to live and prosper. I got to give you this wisdom. And these are things that people don't realize are in the Bible. Like it literally says, a fool goes back and makes the same mistakes again. Like this
A
is not
fool is
made
Proverbs.
up.
Like,
It's true though. Yeah, make the
don't
same
care.
mistakes.
It's literally giving it to you. Don't care if it hurts your feelings at all. That's crazy to me.
And we all fall in that category. We all do it. And so we have to do better. We have to figure out how do we break these cycles that are unhealthy, that are bad for us, that are not feeding us, not doing us any good. All right. So you might be asking, so where do I start? How do I do this? How can I break those unhealthy bad cycles? Well, a fellow blogger and podcaster named Pedora, she uses the acronym RISE, RISE. And so we're going to quickly um give you what that acronym means. Okay, I'll give the first one, you follow after me with the
Mm.
next. So the first one is to reflect. All right? Now we're talking about breaking these cycles. Reflect. Spend time processing and reflecting on the area that you want to change. What is it that you want to change? And we cannot change negative cycles until we have identified the things that we want to change. So you got to first reflect. All right, what's I?
Imagine, just visualize how your life will look like after you've broken the cycle,
Yeah.
and how will it feel, and hold on to these images for
Yeah.
motivation and so you can stay focused on your goal.
Amen to that. All right, S, specific, right? Commit to breaking the cycle by creating specific goals, right? We can't just say I'm gonna break the cycle, but what are the goals that you're trying to reach, right? What's achievable for you? With and with a little stretch to challenge you a little bit. And what's the time frame, right? If you could be very specific in your goals, then you're on your way to breaking the cycle. And then
Yeah. And engage. Seek out support to help you stay committed. This could be a therapist, friend, pastor, family member, or a community group. Or maybe it's your neighbor.
Yeah, could be your neighbor. All right. So again, how do you break these unhealthy cycles? Reflect, imagine, be specific, and then engage. And if you follow that pattern on purpose, you'll be on your way to breaking those bad habits, those cycles. Sister Carol said in the chat, be determined. And that's it right there. Be determined to break the cycle. But on top of being determined, like Nike says, just do it. Just do it. Because if you don't put in your mind, I'm going to do it, guess what? It'll never happen. And you'll keep repeating these cycles over and over. And you'll be wondering next year, why am I in the same place again? Why am I still here? Because you're repeating cycles. And we want you to break those cycles. All right?
All right. Well, it is time to close out the show.
Yeah.
So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow us, and
tag
to visit our website www.wisdomgirlwisewomen.com and email us at wisdomgirlwisewomen@gmail.com.
Yes.
Next week with Be a Voice, Not an Echo.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank y'all so much for being here. We love you, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.